But that very thing which was meant for my enjoyment becomes a problem in itself, which I cannot solve, because without knowing the technique of solving the problems of life, without knowing the techniques of handling the adversities of life, without knowing the process of managing the ups and downs of my life, I have plunged into life to make out the most of it. Unfortunately, what happens is my life becomes a mess, and I want to get rid of it very badly. But then I'm so much into it that neither I can go in nor I can come out. I oscillate in between. I'm left hanging in between with all sorts of uncertainties in it. If I fail in one exam and I don't get admission in one of the best universities, I commit suicide. I become depressed. My life becomes a hell, and I think, what will one think of me? What will my relatives say? Oh, I did not become successful. I could not pass it. I could not. These are all nonsense things. It is you who matters most. That is the main thing. It is not any other person or any other one in this universe who matters. It is you yourself who matters most. Know this, and don't try to please others. Just try to see what you want and what you want to do, and then persevere. Go on with it. Again and again, again and again, again and again, till you succeed, till you reach the goal. And that is what has been said in one of the most beautiful of Upanishads, in the Kathopanishad. It has been said, Uttishtata Jagrata Prapya Varan Nibodhata. That means, arise, awake, and stop not till the goal is reached. You may fall. It is not said that you will not fall, and that your one failure is the end of life. No. This is what we think today. My one failure is the end of my life. I commit suicide. I take something which makes my life a hell, and this and that and all sort of things. But Vedanta says you may fail 1,000 times, not once or twice, but again you have to get up on your feet and again try, again, commence your journey. That is the strength that spirituality provides. That is the practical implementation of spirituality in our day-to-day life. That it instills us, it gives us that strength with which we can win the exam of our life, the struggle of our life, the battle of our life. That is Vedanta, that is spirituality, and that is the practical implementation of spirituality. Now, success, as I said, we often measure, unfortunately, practicality with success in our life. That is one very of our life that we want to, or we always measure practicality with success. And we think that it is directly proportional. The more successful I am, the more practical I am. The more practical I am, the more successful I am. Unfortunately. Okay, let us assume this is. Then what does Vedanta do? What does spirituality do? It helps us enjoying this life. It helps us become successful. In what way? How? Now, if we consider, suppose, the unit of success as a jackfruit. I think you all know about jackfruit. That's a tropical fruit which you also find in India, and this is the time when it will ripe, in the month of May, June, July, and it's very tasty, it's very sweet, and they are very big in size, So if we think that this life is tasting a jackfruit, enjoying life means enjoying this jackfruit, which is very juicy, very sweet, very beautiful. But life has its own thing, It has got its ups and downs. Life is not a straight line, or it's not a gradual or a continuous climb up. There are ups and downs in life, and that is for everyone. So now, if this enjoying the jackfruit means enjoying life and becoming successful means we think that we are enjoying everything, everywhere. We have a good flat, good car, good this, good business, good money, good property, everything good, everything fine. So if we take this as the jackfruit, eating of the jackfruit, enjoying the jackfruit. Now, if I get a jackfruit, a ripened jackfruit, which I said is very tasty really, and it is given to you to eat, what will we try to do? We would try to just open up the jackfruit and eat it. But if we do so, getting the jackfruit, if we just break the jackfruit and try to eat it and enjoy it, we will create a mess. We will create a mess. Why? Because the jackfruit, though it is very tasty, it is very sweet, it's very juicy, very fine, but it has got a sticky adhesive like thing with it. So when I put my hand in the jackfruit, those sticky things get over all my hand, and my hand becomes sticky. And with that hand, whatever I go to touch, that becomes sticky. If I touch a glass, it will become sticky. If I touch a table, it will become sticky. Whatever I touch, because that is in my hand. It is all over my hand. So, no sooner do we get a jackfruit, we just jump into it, opening it up and eating. But just after a few minutes or a few seconds, we will see that our lips, it got sticky, our hands got sticky, and everywhere where we touched, unknowingly got sticky. And after a few seconds, we can no more enjoy the jackfruit. On the contrary, the jackfruit becomes a problem for us. This is how is life. We jump into life to get out the most of it. A young lad who has a life in front of him, he just thinks, okay, now this is life, I have got my time, this is my time, so I will jump into it and I will do this, I will do that, and he has all sort of things in his mind, all colorful things in his mind. And he jumps in it. For some time he becomes successful and this and that. And then with those sticky things, because the world has got its own way, its problems, its ups and downs. And as he has not learned to deal with the ups and downs of life, with the stress and strain of life, with the adversities of life, that life which was meant to enjoy and which was actually a thing for enjoyment for him gradually becomes a problem for him, which with every passing day grows bigger and bigger till a point when everything he sees goes out of his control. The total life is out of control. And his life itself, the life itself becomes a problem. But the life was not meant to be a problem. It was meant to be a source of enjoyment. It was to be enjoyed. But that very thing which was meant for my enjoyment becomes a problem in itself, which I cannot solve, because without knowing the technique of solving the problems of life, without knowing the techniques of handling the adversities of life, without knowing the process of managing the ups and downs of my life, I have plunged into life to make out the most of it. Unfortunately, what happens is my life becomes a mess, and I want to get rid of it very badly. But then I'm so much into it that neither I can go in nor I can come out. I oscillate in between. I'm left hanging in between, with all sorts of uncertainties and everything. So first, know it. Know the technique of enjoying life. That is the practical application. Spirituality applied in our day-to-day life. That spirituality which enables us to be strong, to be self-confident, to fight life with all its adversities and everything, with all its ups and downs, to face it and overcome it. That is life. A life must have ups and downs, else it's a monotonous thing. But then we must also know the art of overcoming the odds of life, with the art of overcoming the adversities of life. The life is the greatest teacher. The life is also the greatest exam, the greatest test in itself. And spirituality enables us with these beautiful things, with this beautiful strength, where it says that in you lie infinite strength. And remember another thing which is very important. Real spirituality or Vedanta does not admit any sin. It says there is no sin, there is no sinner. And it is beautifully said that it is a sin to call someone a sinner. What it admits that there is weakness. Suppose some person is taking, he is corrupted and he is taking bribe. Now I will say that man is committing sin. Vedanta says no. As I said, that it gives us a different perspective of life. How does it say it? That he is not committing a sin. He is weak. He has weakness for money. So whenever he sees money, he compromises with it. And he becomes corrupted. But if he can overcome that weakness, he will no more take any bribe. So that is the beauty of Vedanta. Whenever you call him a sin, or he's a very bad fellow, and you reject him, the more you reject, the more he will become corrupted. The more he will feel himself insecure, inferior, and the more he will go deep into it, the deeper he will go into it. But if you can tell him that, see, you are not a sinner, what you are doing is that you have a weakness for money. If you can overcome this weakness, then you will control money. You will not be its servant, you will be its master. And remember, power, money is a power. So power is a bad master, but a very good servant. So be a master. Be a master first of yourself, first of your mind. Be a master of yourself. Be a master of your mind. Become perfect. Rectify yourself. Enjoy the world. Apply Vedanta in your life, in each and every aspect of your life, in each and every moment of your life, and then cherish the world. It will be really wonderful. Give it a try.